Hi VC, this is Bev here at Clarkovision, and his hair's needing attention. Needing to book an appointment at the hairdresser, I think. And anyway, besides that, this is just a hopefully short update just to show a few things that I picked up last week. I took a wee trip out into town and wandered in and out of a few charity shops while I was out, and actually came home very pleased actually, because I picked up, apart from one which I got from eBay, the other sort of 7 or 8 I got out of the charity shops, and so I'm going to get started on giving you a showing. There is vinyl and cassettes in here. So I'll probably start with the cassettes actually. And the first one picked up very cheaply is Asia's Astra. Never heard this, never heard anything off of this album at all. So I'm interested to hear what it's like. I do have a couple of Asia albums on CD. I quite like some of their stuff, but I want to hear some more just to see what it's like. I can't quite decide if I like them a lot. Well, I like them a little bit certainly, but I just want to hear more just to see what else. So that's Asia and Astra, and this was from, quickly, what's the date on here? This is 1985, this one, so the mid-80s, yeah, 1985. Picture of the guys in the band here. Interestingly enough, at this point I noticed here, you've got, well, John Wetton, Jeff Downes, Carol Palmer and Mandy Meyer. Now Mandy Meyer, he's a name I've heard before. This is 1985. He obviously went on to join the band Gotthard at one stage. That's the Swiss rock band, and he's since left Gotthard as well. But I think he's now in the band currently. He plays in the band Eclipse. That's that new Swedish band. I say new; they've been around a while. But new to me, that Swedish band I've just discovered. So he's playing with them now. So he's been around the block a few times with different bands. So that's the first one. Cassette is in decent condition, and that was basically 99 pence. Another 99 pence. Status Quo's Ain't Complaining. This is from 1988, and my dad used to have this cassette, and we played it in the car quite a lot, and I quite enjoyed it. So when I saw this, I don't know, he must have got rid of it along with all of us getting rid of our cassettes back in the day. And so I spotted this. Oh, I'll just have this one back, give it a wee listen again. So, but there's a few songs on here that I do like. The title track, Ain't Complaining, is quite good. It's just a kind of nice groovy guitar. I guess that's what Status Quo are good at actually. So yeah, and that seems to be in pretty decent condition as well. And then next one, White Lion's Main Attraction. I don't have any White Lion stuff of my own. I have heard some other songs. Wasn't overly into them, but when I saw this for 99p, I thought, right, I'm going to get it and just have a listen and see if I like it. And again, this is on Atlantic. It actually needs rewound. I've not used that word in a while. This one seems to be 1991, and I know Mike Tramp is the front man. I believe, is he not Danish or Norwegian or something? Something from around Scandinavia, I can't remember. But I could be wrong, but I thought initially he was American, but I don't think he is American. So I've got that one to check out. And another band who I don't have anything of, but I have been advised to check them out is Rat. Now this seems to be a self-titled cassette. I don't know if it's like an EP or their first album or what, but it's just titled Rat, and it says each side contains complete album. So I'm assuming that means the same songs are on both sides. And it's just a small inlay card like that, nothing fancy. And there's 6 songs altogether. Sweet Cheater, You Think You're Tough, You Got It, Tell the World, Back for More, Walking the Dog, Stephen Pearcy, Robin Crosby, Warren DeMartini. I'm familiar with these 3 guys. Bobby Blotzer and Juan Crucier, bass and vocals. So yeah, so I thought I would pick that one up as well and give it a listen, give it a whirl. It's an interesting tape as well, actually. It's black, but it's got like shiny, silvery screws there. And it's Time Coast Communication, is it Time Coast or something? Aye, Time Coast Communications Inc. And it does say France on it. I don't know if it's a French pressing or if it's European and that's, I don't know. But so there is a Rat 6-track album EP thing. I'm going to give that a listen. Now on to the vinyl. This is the one I got on eBay. I saw it really cheap and I thought it sparked an interest for one band in particular. And I thought, well, I'm going to get that because it would just be interesting to have and I'll give a listen to it. It's one of these compilation albums and it's from Mercury. I think it's like a promotional thing promoting new bands that had just signed up to Mercury, Polygram, Phonogram. Well, it is Phonogram in Europe, certainly, because there's the Phonogram. Yep, and the main reason I bought this is because I noticed Def Leppard on it. And the track from them, actually, it's from On Through the Night, obviously, but the Def Leppard song on here is Answer to the Master. And there's, when I read through the list of other bands, I'm not familiar with any of them at all. So I thought, well, I'll give it a listen. I might find out something else I like. The other bands, Van Wilkes, Ian McLagan, The Kids, Faith Band, Def Leppard. Side 2 you have Original Mirrors, The Reels, Richard Fagan, Phoenix, and Duke Jupiter. So if anybody knows anything about, heard any of the others, feel free to comment about them if you know anything. And this album is dated, it is 80 or 81? I think it's 1980, so. The other thing that's interesting about this actually is it comes with a magazine that goes with it, and it's obviously about all the bands on the album. And so I thought, oh, that's cool, you know, and right in the centre there's an article about Def Leppard, but of course it's all in German, so I will have a bit of trouble trying to decipher it because my German is extremely poor. But yeah, so you've got some very early Def Leppard pictures there, and I think from what I can tell here, I think it says Pete Willis's guitar idol from the time is Jimi Hendrix, because this is Pete Willis talking down here, I think, and it says that was his idol, so I've worked that. I wasn't sure exactly who Pete Willis's favourite. I knew he was into Thin Lizzy and a few other bands, and it comes in a plain sleeve. The record is in absolute mint condition on the Mercury. It's this hardly a mark. I got this for about £3. It did ship for Germany, but the shipping is reasonable in Germany. It's not really much more than what shipping is in the UK most of the time. So that's quite exciting. I thought I would just get that and have a spin, see what's what. So back to the charity shops now, and the next 5 albums I got, all very cheap, when I was back rummaging, and I saw this as well, in the same shop as the cassette actually. This was a couple of £2 actually. I was quite amazed, so I thought, well, for that price I'm going to buy it and see. So it's Rat Out of the Cellar. This one is dated 1984. I don't know if this is one of their earliest albums. I don't really know a lot about Rat, apart from the 3 main guys that were in the band, and I know their sound is a bit kind of on the hair metal side of things, but so it just comes in a plain sleeve, and it's on Atlantic, side 1, side 2, and it's in decent condition, so I was pleased about that. The cover does show a little bit of wear, but it's in decent condition. The record itself looks good, so if I like it, I will keep it. If not, I may consider passing this one on. Next one I picked up is a band I know absolutely nothing about. 220 volts, or 220 volts, which is the Central European electrical voltage. Britain's 240 volts actually, and it's still in its original shrink, and it has the original hype sticker, and I can tell that they are a Swedish band, and this is dated 1988, 1989, and that's them. So, and the album is called Eye to Eye. Outside cover looks amazing. The inner is again another plain sleeve, and it's on the Epic label. It's on like a sort of a darker blue, and the Epic's usually on a sort of paler blue most of the time, but that one's slightly different. So that's one to check out. I know that they are some form of kind of AOR rock metal type stuff, so we'll see what that has to offer. And yeah, just make sure I get this one away. Next up is a band that I've seen mentioned a few times recently, and so I thought I'd pick this up. I'm not too familiar with Helix. I believe they're a Canadian band, but this was going on an incredibly cheap price as well, so I thought I'll have that. And it is Walking the Razor's Edge, and this is dated 1980 something, find out from the inside. This one doesn't have an inner sleeve though, it just comes in it did come in a sort of poly sleeve like this, which was good, but I guess the original inner is gone. Capitol Records, and it's dated 1984, this one. So Walking the Razor's Edge, I'll give that a listen to and see what I think. Quite excited to hear what that is, and the last two I was quite delighted about as well, because they were both in the shrink as well. I've since taken these two out the shrink. The 220 volts I've kept in it at the moment because of the hype sticker. I'm going to see if I like it or not as well, because it may be passed on if I don't. As anything that I'm showing here, I might pass on if I don't like it, but if I do like it, I'll certainly be keeping it. But this one also was in the shrink. Absolutely amazing condition, and it's Treat, and it's Organised Crime. So this is my second vinyl of Treat. I picked up another one from the same shop a couple of months, was it a month or so ago, I think? And I saw this one, I thought, oh, hello. So this one, Organised Crime, is 1989. And it's in spotless condition. It even comes in its original picture sleeve. a little bit of, you know, I think it's just been where it's been stored for all that length of time. And this is Treater on the Vertigo label, but they've got their own custom label there. And on the B side, it gives you the track listing for both sides. So yeah, that's that. So I was quite chuffed to spot that one, especially in the condition it's in. I was amazed. So, and the last one, again, as I say, it was in the shrink, but I've taken the shrink off of that as well. A band called Shout. Now, I think, I could be wrong, but I think Cloudy has this album because it's Music for Nations, and I think I saw him showing it when he was going through some of his Music for Nations stuff. Another band I'm not too familiar with, I think somebody mentioned they were kind of Christian metal, so they might be similar vein to Striper, perhaps. And this album is called It Won't Be Long. Again, it's in amazing condition. It comes with the lyrics on the inner sleeve as well. And there we have it, the Music for Nations label. Both sides there. So yeah, this is 1988. I don't know if I said that already, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it's in great condition as well. So that was my latest finds. So I was really chuffed to find all of these in the charity shops. Fantastic. Because I've seen some of these, I've seen the last two there on eBay, and they've been a lot more expensive than what I managed to grab them for. So, brilliant result. So that's that for now. I'll see you all later. Bye just now.